Well, I don't know if I'm streaming right now, but I just came across a very old channel. There we go, episode 17. That's exactly where I am. Ooh, excuse me. I don't feel ill, which is a nice, nice change to just downing vodka like an imbecile. Ooh, look at all these things that have been posted on Facebook and I don't care. Oh, so much Star Wars stuff. Okay, maybe I care a little bit. Oops, I don't even know what I just posted. Nope, 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 nope. There's someone else already in the stream. Maybe she already found a way in. Who knows? Once again, I died like an imp, like a fucking idiot, but that's fine. No, refresh it. There were more things I posted. Where are all the Let's Plays? There we are, episode 17, 16, 15, 14, another 14. There we are, perfect, good. Right, let's continue on. Or when I say continue on, start from the very start of episode 14, no doubt, because I don't seem to be able to advance any further than that. Right, okay, I'm going to be convinced to get fucking rid of this tree permanently. Right, let's take the goal. Let's get rid of all these trees. Yeah. Battery. Right, okay, just more trees keep on growing. I mean, I'm happy about it, but stop. Just the moment so I can actually get a collected thought together and actually formulate what I'm going to do next. Far too many damn trees. To be fair, there's no real reason why they have to be 30 minutes. It splits them up nicely, assuming of course that the internet doesn't fucking kill me. Yeah, there's no real reason. It just makes them look nicer on the channel. It's like, oh, so these episodes run for 30 minutes. I find when I've talked to former college friends or people I'm still friends with, but I just don't go to college with anymore, they've always said, oh, Alex, we don't fancy watching your video because it's fucking 10 hours long. But yeah, so I just find that it's a nice kind of in between 15 minutes where all you get is an introduction and an end, but then also some gameplay in between. I'm sorry that it keeps on crashing. Literally, that is my internet. Seriously, I'm not that I feel like I am not comfortable at my own house, but I feel like once I get my own place, I'll be able to scream as loudly as I like, and I'll be able to stream all day, and it'll be wonderful. And I should not get any interruptions. It'll be wonderful, and all I'll be able to do is entertain you guys. Which, let's face it, is the only thing that drives me these days, is to entertain you guys. And if I get to entertain at least one of you, then success. Dip, 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 dip. And that's not just because the vast amount of vodka that I've consumed. Isn't there any way to stream and then edit the footage? Yeah, there is. But I'd like to think that I'm able to keep, assuming of course that there are people in the chat, I'd like to think that I'm able to keep it fairly compelling to watch without having to edit it down. That's always my aim. Unless it's a podcast where people are shouting abusive shit, which, let's face it, I've had to deal with on so many occasions. That's kind of my goal, to make content where I don't have to edit it down. That's why I always feel like I have to say something. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I always try and throw some conversation out there, something interesting that I come across during the week or whatever. And then I consider the stream a success, because I've been able to keep it going for X amount of time. And half an hour is a nice amount of time to keep it going for. I've done a couple of radio shows where I've had to keep talking. I mean, I don't know whether you remember, but we had to do that class where we had to sit in front of the camera for 2 minutes and talk about a random subject, and that was probably the longest 2 minutes of my life. Oh no, wait, I think that was film and television, so you wouldn't have had to have done that. Good for you, because that was hard. I remember Andy saying like the worst thing you can have is pee yourself, and then I just remember someone yelling out, "Yeah, but what about if you poo yourself?" It's like, yeah, I think that was kind of implied. Any kind of excretion from the bottom area, you've kind of reached the lowest point of the positive results page. Right, this will probably be my last stream for this evening, simply because of the fact that I feel like I'm at my peak. So if I go any lower, then it will just become boring, and we don't want that. And then I'll do some knitting or something for 2 hours whilst watching some Netflix series. Right, okay, well, I probably should mine this melon, no doubt. I don't know why it's taking me so long to actually do that. There we are. I got no extra seeds, but I got fucking loads of melons. Wait, what? There's a new comment. I don't remember. I would have. Huh. Yeah, like I said, I think it was for the film and television students. Long time ago. Over 2 years ago. Before I met you guys. And life got good after I met you guys. There are no regrets whatsoever about doing a second course at college. No regrets. I enjoyed that probably more so because with film and television it was way more competitive. I felt like everyone wanted to be the director, and everyone did to a certain extent. I was just happy being the writer, to be fair, because what did I get with writing? I got creative freedom. I may not have got the creative freedom on the set, but I ultimately got to depict how the story was going to turn out behind the scenes. And I think that was a point that everyone missed. The writer, oh fuck you! The writer, Jesus Christ, that really threw me off. The writer has creative freedom. The director is almost like his blunt tool, despite the fact that the director has I gotta do this all over again about 3 times. Despite the fact that the director has creative freedom and has a vision in mind, the writer gets to depict that, and all the director's got to do is just make sure that depiction is reflected on stage or wherever. So being the writer, to be fair, is way more interesting than being the director. I always was kind of like secretly smug about it. Like they're like, "Oh, Alex, you can do the writing." It's like, are you really gonna make me do that? Oh, okay, I'll do it. And I did, and I got distinction for it because I was awesome. Because my stories were really out there, and everyone was really invested in what I was throwing out there. No wonder, because I put my heart and soul into the writing that I do. It was awesome. Yeah, pretty much. That's probably the most true thing said in Deadpool. But oh man, I mean, to be fair, I think there's something I'm working on actually that you might be interested in. I'm working on a series. I can't remember the name of it, and that shows how many series I'm currently working on. But there's a novel that I'm currently working on, and I originally wanted it to be my design, but I think that it's just too elaborate to be just one person's vision. So if you're up for it, you're more than welcome to take it on board and see what you can come up with. But there's the long and the short of it is that it's from the perspective of a young boy who lives in a village that was taken out of time and space. I think it was about 40 years ago, but everyone in the village acts like it's all right. So they go about their day-to-day lives. Supplies still arrive into the village via train, but they just appear out of nowhere. And the boy of whose perspective it's from in the story, he works as a supervisor in the 1 mile by 1 mile square hairband emporium, which is the only retail establishment in the village for whatever reason. So there are no food establishments. There might be stalls, but there's nothing of any kind of supermarket proportions apart from this hairband emporium. And there was something that I was working on which was corresponding with work, which was because I'm guessing you did when you did your training for work, that you had to read the booklet or watch a DVD of how to perform what they believed as considered as good customer service. But I've always considered, why shouldn't there be a book that teaches people how to be a good customer? And I started writing, and to be fair, I haven't stopped, and I'm already on 1,000 words, and I'm barely even a quarter of the way through. I've just this little segment of this book of how my character would depict the perfect customer to be, and it's all these kind of like separate points. Like, you can ignore the people at the front of the meet and greet, and you can ignore the people who just want to check that you're doing all right, and you can do all these things, but just don't let your child fucking throw up on the displays. Is that okay? And things like that. It's written in a really sarcastic fashion, but I think once it's finished, it might be quite cool. I thought it was an alright idea. But you're more than welcome to join up with the team. And when I say team, you would literally be the only other person other than myself. I can send you what I already have. The story's actually been in production for about 5 months. I started it way before we finished college. But the story's yours if you want it. Or you can be part of it at least. It's something that was inspired by something called Welcome to Night Vale, which is set in the perspective of a podcast host. And if you ever played Sims Strange Town, then you would remember aliens abducting people, but everyone in the village acts like it's alright, and it's kind of based off the same kind of premise. Like, strange things happen in the village, but everyone kind of acts like it's fine. Except this one's been completely removed out of time. It's a Cornish village, therefore I can base it a lot around my personal experience with Cornwall, because I was born and raised there. Well, when I say raised, I was there for 2 years, and then I went back and forth and back and forth. So it has a lot of connections to me personally. So there's probably quite a lot of importance that I get it right. But at the same time, any kind of help is appreciated. I really need extra people on this project. Like, seriously, every single project that's happening right now, I feel like I'm the only one who's doing it. And we used to have so many people working on Trills and so many people working on this and that. But the problem is, I feel that we haven't actually produced any content. Therefore, people don't feel inspired. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Inspired, sorry, enough to actually put their all into it. But if there was an episode that was completed of anything that we've been working on, or rather I've been working on now that people have dropped out, maybe there may be more people to jump on board now that they've actually seen a physical piece of content that they enjoy. What I can do is on a later date, probably not right now, all that together, but I can send you what I already have and look over it, see what we think, and then just go from there. Send me ideas. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just having someone else on board would be really cool. Especially as I know the kind of stuff that you come up with, having you aid me in this project would be, I think this would be the perfect project for you out of all the ones that I have going. And then you could consider it as freelance as well. You could put that on your CV and stuff, which at the moment, I think something unique that I'm handing out as a teacher. I'm not sure whether I'm particularly allowed to do it, but I'm going to keep on doing it until I'm told that I'm not allowed to. I'm handing out freelance to people that I feel like might benefit from it. Like I've handed out some to Chloe, and I've handed out some to Matt and people like that. Whether or not you put it on your CV is entirely up to you. But I do legitimately need things done. I am happy to pay for it. So if you come up with cool ideas and work with me on something, agree to a brief and stuff like that, then I don't see any reason why you couldn't put that on your portfolio or on your CV or whatever. Yeah, I will. I can probably do that. I'll see if I can work on it next Saturday. I'll take the book over with me tomorrow, because I'll be moving over to my dad's tomorrow, so I'm literally looking at it. Am I looking at it right now? And my eyes have gone all blurry. I don't know. Yeah, there it is. It's right underneath my third laptop, so there it is. Yeah, it's no problem. I mean, I'd hope that I would be considered as an alright director from what I did with Day It Rain and things like that. Apparently, the same guy got back to us. Oh, fuck me! Look at all those spiders, Jesus Christ. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna die. There's a skeleton up there as well, so that skeleton's gonna snipe me before I even get to the spiders. Oh, bugger. I'm gonna save. But yeah, I'd at least think that I did okay at directing. I may not have been amazing, but I like to think that the result that we got was the one that we wanted. We got the work completed, which, hey, was the main aim, and I don't think anyone particularly lost their mind apart from me. Which I'm fine with losing my mind, it happens all the time. What up, zombie? And you're dead. Yo, dead? So dead? Right, now I've got to deal with that skeleton up there. I got loads of stuff. Look at all the stuff I can put in the chest. Crap. Fuck! No! Alright, okay, I'm gonna exit without saving. Damn it! Ugh, Christ. I severely disagree. You are not a cog in. That is the last thing I want you to feel you are, because too often are we faced with jobs, whether it be in retail or anything, where we feel like we're cogs in the machine. That's not what I want. I want you to feel like you're a part of this project, and everything that you put into it, I couldn't find from anyone else. I don't just